Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the game War in the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my play by PBEM match against Xargun. This is Allied Commander for me, it is the Empire of Japan. This is Scenario 1 on the game version 26B. This is now the day after the... the day after the successful carrier strike at New Zealand, Wellington, sinking a half-dozen enemy tankers, but no military equipment. And I don't really plan anything here today, because I also took Xi'an last turn. And my army in Luzon finished already all operations, and in Singapore I need to rest, so let's see if there's any activity here. Maybe Xargun is coming with his carriers to strike me, I'm not so sure. I also don't know where. I only pick up more dot bases. So first of all, no night engagement. And I sweep the mines in Rangoon. Hopefully I don't kick the mines with my ships. No ship sighted. Some bad weather. Sweeping over the target. And some follow-up attacks. Mainly recon missions and some ground attacks. This is broken Chinese Xi'an army is retreating now north, and I can inflict some casualties. Some of my bombers are in long range. Okay. I must double check later. That is all fine. There's also a Chinese unit in orbiter, so why not? Trying to inflict a little. And Singapore is still not easy, and kill some of my airplanes. Damage is just so. I hope I can keep the enemy fort level at a 2, not switching to 3, so that maybe in 2 days I can take Singapore again. Still too high fatigue. One flank kill by the British. Not so nice. And here are the allies. I always guess where Xargun will strike, but he always changes and flips the target. Makes sense. Yeah, overall a very common day in the war. 90% of air activity is in China, and 90% of all activity is done by Japanese army fighter or bombers. There are still some search airplanes running out of Balikpapan. My local cap cannot catch them. Recon. Yeah. But no allied counter-strike. And my heavy cruisers are nearby. And I really don't have a better target, so I use them for some short bombardments to soften up these Filipino units. And I can inflict some damage. Most are only disabled, but these Filipinos are already weak. So their morale must be lower. And there's nearly nothing I can really destroy. You have your manpower hits 30 times, but this base have I think only 2 manpowers. And it will be always 1 destroyed if you take it. So if I have 1 more or less manpower later on the map, I don't care. So some landings to take this whole empty bases at the end. Good. I sent my armor units over the river to catch this Chinese. I wasn't sure how weak their morale is. Because it's clear terrain. Unluckily, the Chinese breaking, but not breaking enough, and my Japanese attack value is also breaking down. Maybe because of the supply problem. So I have now here destroyed unit and some disabled units, and I only inflict some casualties. So this was not working so well. I mean, the armored car, I don't expect they really fight, but the tanks, they had medium tanks. But unlucky dice roll, I would say. This is some bombardments. So nothing really important. Here's also my armored cars attacking here this retreating Chinese unit, so I cannot really inflict too much damage. Here in the north, my Mongolian army is attacking. Casualties are high on my side, but disabled. Yeah, I must try again. Here it is also only the armored car unit is attacking because the infantry just arrived. This is a bombardment, but for some reason I inflict here high casualties, so maybe the Chinese are in move mode. I don't know exactly why, but this I take. This is standard for Kokong. I have your heavy guns, so every day a little more. Second battle of Suva, this time with HQ support, and I can take down the fort level. That is already good. When casualties are even more or less, and I have much more raw attack power, so 1-to-1 kill ratio is of course in my favor. And these are, I think, mostly Navy Guard units getting destroyed. Cheap to replace and fast to replace. Some bombardments, no impact, and some empty bases. More empty bases. More. Here is a Filipino regiment. And this will surrender. Good. Empty base. Okay. So overall, not a really successful day, but I can upgrade my airport. So Canton and Manila have now airbase 8, so I have enough AV everywhere. And Tulagi also getting soon ready for torpedo bomber strikes, if I ever need it. Yeah, overall still, yesterday, the turn before was very successful, so today was nothing really special happened. I have higher air losses, mainly against flak again, 4 airplanes flak or damaged by flak and then written off. Too bad he's getting oops losses, not so nice. Plus 5 pilots dead. These are normally the 4 flak kills plus 1 more. Ship sunk, I hear nothing, but there is this report that there's a ship getting, I think this is from yesterday, escort ship maybe for the convoy. I'm not more so sure because it's near church, Christchurch. So this is New Zealand. Goodie. Tomorrow I can attack here with infantry support. That will be much more successful. The same situation here. The tanks was not able to inflict too much damage, so this is now with the light and medium tank, and this tank's failed more or less. This medium tank is completely destroyed, I must rebuild it. And the armored cars, the only armored cars, they still getting the upgrade to Tanketten. I'm not so sure if that's really an improvement, but okay. Yeah. The Chinese are closing in on Xi'an. I normally try to get a division in each of these hexes so that the Chinese cannot enter Xi'an, that I keep Xi'an free, so that the industry can still work here normal. And I have 1 division HQ coming from this side, so I normally want to destroy this units here. This is a retreating Yan'an army. At the same time, this unit is broken, but there's still attack power, maybe roughly 900 inside. And here's also a bigger army. And what I must make sure is that these 2 armies, the Yan'an army and this not defeated army, is linking up. So if I can keep them split, then I can maybe kill them one by one. And now here, this is all clear terrain, so I can use my air force. So I normally want to damage this unit more, defeat this unit, and then I can take care of this one. Or if this Chinese like to cross the mountain, they can also do this. I don't care. This is a long march. Nothing else happened here. I catch up with the British running away, so I'm not so sure if I can really attack here tomorrow, but we are out of the jungle soon, then I can use air force to slow them down. The British trying to cross here. There's no road, so he must follow. He can make, I think, 4 miles per day. So he need 12 days, I think, for this distance. I don't know if it's 4 or 3 miles, because this is rough. This is clear terrain here, you can maybe make 4, but here this is mountain, so I think it's maybe only 3 you can do here. Ah yeah. Singapore, I'm waiting only that my division is coming down. Disruption fatigue 9 to 29 is acceptable, but this division is still too fatigued. I normally like 10 to 20. No activity, picking up here some bases. The landing was successful, so I will march here. Make sure that you never walk directly, because this needs a long time. Here's a highway, you better go first northwest and then southwest. It's much faster. I took here the last garrison, only Porta Princesa, and then it's all done. Missing is Mindanao. So here's some base force, here's some equipment, here's a little equipment, but If there's no supplies in Mindanao, then this units will all fight very shitty. And I bombarded this base. It's now heavily damaged, so I hope that I can take this easily. There's a lot of fire. I don't know how much impact this will have on the supply consumption. But if I can take out this units, then this is the core. The most important base is normally here because here's light industry and resources. That is not bad. The rest is only little resources, not really important. All of this, here's manpower, but if it was all completely destroyed, I don't care. All these bases have nothing really important. Here's a little more resources. Yeah, but at the end, what I always do is all of these bases producing resources, I ship to Manila, and then from Manila I ship it back to Japan. So this is why I also build up Manila. Manila is a nice important base. You have a shipyard here, you have a big air base, you can build up here a big port, and it makes also sense to build up this. You can get at least some points if you care points. So, but nothing really too special here. And Solomon Sea, I maybe must take out this Buna division. There are 2 defeated units. Maybe Xargun is flying them out, because this is a base you can use normally Catalinas to pick up. And I think you have a range of 14. So Cooktown and Karens can both, I think, fly to Buna. But I don't really care this too much. This little Australian broken units are not the big important part to change the war. I hope I can take Suva soon. The Navy Guard units are starting to get weak, but they don't really have much to do. Once I take Suva, I only need to take Parago, and here's, I think, also a French or New Zealand division, base force. So if I take this there are 2 smaller base forces, and then once I took this all, I only want to make sure that there's no near base between New Zealand and west coast of America, so that you can fly equipment. I'm not sure if you really can fly a B-17, but if you must ship all of your aircraft to Australia, and if I control Fiji, it's really down to the source end of the map, and this consumes more fuel and costs time. And maybe my submarines can pick up some ships nearby. So I retreat now with my ships back to Nomaya or Nadi to refuel. And the biggest issue is really that I am out of fuel. All of my operations cost me so much fuel. This is just barely okay, but the cover force is out of fuel. And my other carrier division is also, this is okay, but not much fuel left. And all of my bases are at the minimum amount of fuel. I was able to bring in enough supplies to Nomaya. I have an air HQ here. And I have also a command HQ, so I don't need both because I need only one. So I can take the air HQ out because the command HQ will provide torpedoes if you have at least 20,000 supplies. So I can take this air HQ normally to put it in Suva soon, or in Luganville. So far I have one in Tulagi and air HQ in Nomaya. So I have nice bases where I can use, and here I have also here's also a command HQ. So I can use torpedo bombers from Rabaul, Tulagi, and Nomaya, plus one more HQ, what I will bring to Suva. And this will make it very dangerous for any enemy incoming carrier strike. Of course, in Marshall Islands, I also keep a HQ. Here I make it with a Force Fleet Command HQ. This is also Command HQ. I only need to bring here more supplies to get this torpedo bomber option ready. Good. Anything else? Not really. The supply situation in Tokyo is again not so great. I still build up I mean, my heavy industry is now more or less done. I upgraded what was possible. There's only some leftover stuff. Xargun was something, I don't know. It was Wenzhou was something. I finished only the construction. And then I have, I think, enough heavy industry. I don't know if you start with 1500 maybe. So I built nearly 1000 additional heavy industry. And this will create roughly then 2000 additional supplies per day, plus more heavy industry points. Again, vehicle, I upgrade here a little more. I slowly catching up, but I then have always some upgrades and then the pool is empty again. So vehicles, you always need more. Engines are working well. I'm upgrading every day. I upgrade everything. Is upgrading, never stops this. And I still cannot catch up. I mean, I build maybe every engine 1 or 2 additional per day, but this means the pool increased by 1 or 2 per day. This is slow, so I need 200 days. No, maybe, let's say, I need 100 days maybe for these 2 engine factories. I mean, for 34, I can produce more engines per day, maybe 3 or 4. But 35, 33, 32, it's related to your aircraft production. And I not really invest here too much. So, yeah, but still, it's hard to fulfill the demand of engine for so far early in the war. Good, see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.